Today, we've got some hot updates about the Yankees. But let me warn you, stay tuned, because there's a lot to uncover, starting with an intriguing signing that could open up new possibilities for the roster. And right after that, a name everyone's been waiting to hear, Roki Sasaki. What's really going on with him and the Yankees? You think you know, but let me tell you the full story. Before we dive in, a quick request. If you're a die-hard Yankees fan and haven't subscribed yet, now's the time to join our community. Don't miss a thing. Now let's get to it. The Yankees have signed a familiar name in baseball, Dominic Smith. Yes, the same Smith who once played for the New York Mets. Now he's signed a minor league deal with the Yankees. Let's talk about what this means and what we can expect. Smith, 29, has had a career full of ups and downs. Last year, he split his time between the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. His performance, a .233 batting average, 6 home runs, 34 RBIs, and a .691 OPS. Nothing spectacular, right? But wait, he's had moments in the past that got fans excited. In 2019, for example, Smith showed a lot of promise. Over 89 games, he posted an impressive .881 OPS. It was a year that sparked some hope. But here's where the story takes a turn. Health issues and limited playing time kept Smith from reaching stardom. After his stint with the Mets, he failed to establish himself with the Nationals in 2021 or 2022. And in 2023, despite high expectations, he didn't deliver what many had hoped for. Now, he has a chance at redemption. With this minor league contract, Smith enters the Yankees system with something to prove. At 29, nearing 30, the window to make his mark is closing. Can he seize this last opportunity? Let's watch and see. For many, this signing is a low-risk, high-reward opportunity. After all, the Yankees are always on the lookout for reinforcements who could surprise and add value. Smith, despite his struggles, still has tools that can be polished. He's known for his hitting and his defensive ability at first base. If he manages to stand out during spring training, who knows? We might just see his name on the main roster. But hold on, we're not done yet. Let's talk about Roki Sasaki. Gary Sheffield Jr. summed up what many of us are thinking. It's disappointing news, but not exactly a surprise. From the beginning, we knew the Yankees' chances of landing Sasaki were slim. We heard rumors, speculation, and even a spark of hope that he could join the legacy of Tanaka. But now it's official. The Yankees are not finalists to sign Sasaki. The West Coast has always been seen as the most likely destination for Sasaki. The Dodgers and Mariners led the speculation, with their track records of successfully integrating Japanese players into their rosters. Sasaki, known for his incredible speed and precision on the mound, is a talent any team would love to have. Unfortunately, the Yankees fell behind in this race. Still, Sasaki's absence doesn't mean it's the end of the road for the Yankees. This could open doors for other strategic moves. Who knows? They might be preparing a surprise play in the market. One thing's for sure, the offseason promises more drama and potential twists. Let that sink in for a moment. What does this mean for the Yankees' future? Do you think all is lost, or is there still an ace up their sleeve? We'll dive deeper into that soon. Imagine growing up idolizing players who carry the dreams of an entire generation, and now the world is waiting on your decision. That's the reality of Roki Sasaki, one of the most anticipated names in baseball. But hold on, because the story isn't that simple. Amid all the speculation and suspense, one question lingers. Why are the Yankees, such an iconic franchise, out of this race? Let's break down what's happening, how it's flipping the market on its head, and why it's stirring emotions among fans worldwide. At first glance, you might think Sasaki was ready to embrace the tradition and glamour of wearing the Yankees' pinstripes. He grew up admiring stars, saying that the market or the presence of a Japanese player didn't matter. But in the end, it seems the cards were being played differently. When it was revealed that the Yankees, Mets, and even the Giants were out of the race, the disappointment was palpable. And who's left? The Dodgers, Padres, and the Toronto Blue Jays. Yes, the Blue Jays. How did this happen? It's as if a team that was off the radar suddenly emerged as one of the top contenders in the Sasaki sweepstakes. This has analysts and fans everywhere scratching their heads. If you're confused, you're not alone. Let's cut to the chase. What can Toronto offer that the Yankees or Mets can't? Tradition. The Yankees have that in spades. Recent success. They've been consistent for decades, with no losing season in over 30 years. Talent development. Just look at Clark Schmidt, Luis Gil, or even the impact Matt Blake has had on transforming pitchers like Tim Hill. So, what exactly is putting the Blue Jays among the finalists? Is it a mix of financial strategies and future promises, or simply Sasaki's desire for something completely different? For many, it feels almost surreal to imagine Sasaki choosing to play in Canada. The narrative doesn't quite fit. While everyone speculates that he'll go to the Dodgers, the obvious choice given their history of success with Japanese players, or perhaps the Padres, Toronto seems like the odd team out. And yet, they're firmly in the mix. But is this real? Or are we all being led by an agent's strategy to inflate expectations? There seems to be a dance between teams and representatives that only adds to the mystery. The situation becomes even more curious when you consider how long this is taking. Why drag it out so much? If you're a finalist, why not just make your choice? Each passing day fuels speculation, keeps fans in suspense, and raises doubts about the true intentions behind this process. And what about the teams that have already been ruled out? Yankees, Mets, Giants, they're out of the race. But what's left for them in the market? The waiting is as unbearable as it is intriguing. This uncertainty creates a sense of tension, as if something unexpected is about to happen. And what if the Blue Jays really are Sasaki's final destination? That raises another question. What does this decision say about the future of baseball? A Canadian team, historically not one of the most attractive destinations for big stars, now finds itself in the spotlight. And for Sasaki, what does it mean to play in a market so different from what was expected? His choice could redefine expectations for international players and open up new possibilities in the market. Imagine the impact this could have on the next generation of Japanese players dreaming of playing in Major League Baseball. On the other hand, the Dodgers and Padres remain the most logical options. The Dodgers, with their history of integrating Japanese players, offer an ideal environment for Sasaki to shine on the mound. The Padres, with a competitive roster and clear ambitions, are also an appealing choice. But what do the Blue Jays have that can surpass that? Could it be a long-term promise or something not yet revealed to the public? With each passing day, this question seems to grow more layered and mysterious. Looking ahead, the question is, how does this affect the Yankees? Without Sasaki, they still have a strong system, capable coaches, and a history of reinvention and success. But what does it mean for a franchise like this to miss out on such a coveted talent? And Sasaki, what will his final choice be? For now, the baseball world waits, caught in a game of expectations and high stakes. Who will make the next move? The decision could change everything. Every detail, every move will be crucial in the resolution of this story, which promises to be one of the most talked about in recent memory. It's hard not to wonder, why are we still waiting for a decision? The situation with Roki Sasaki is turning into a never-ending saga. Teams like the Dodgers, Padres, and Blue Jays already know their limits. There's a cap, a fixed amount in the international market. There can't be a bidding war, so why the delay? He's already ruled out the other teams. Logic would suggest it's time to make a decision, right? But maybe the story is more complex than it seems. Think about it. Sasaki is more than just a talented pitcher. He's a prospect who can change the trajectory of any team. And yet, here we are, waiting for a resolution that feels endlessly drawn out. Is this a strategic move by his agent to maximize impact? Or is Sasaki facing a personal dilemma about the next big step in his career? These are questions that remain unanswered, but the suspense only grows. Maybe this is just the fan in me talking, feeling that pang of envy seeing the Yankees out of the race. Let's face it, Sasaki choosing Toronto over the iconic New York Yankees feels strange. It's hard to ignore the discomfort of seeing the Toronto Blue Jays listed as a finalist, while the Yankees, with all their history and tradition, are left out. Something doesn't add up. We're talking about a team that has symbolized baseball excellence for decades. How did the Yankees, with their infrastructure, tradition, and resources, fail to convince Sasaki? There's something we're missing. And about development. Sure, the Blue Jays can argue they know how to develop pitchers, but let's be honest. Look at the Yankees. You want to talk about development? Let's talk about Louis Gill, the Rookie of the Year, or even Clark Schmidt, who's shown remarkable growth. It's absurd to compare New York's track record with Toronto's when it comes to shaping talent. And Francis, really, we're comparing that to the Yankees' pitching system. It doesn't make sense. The pedigree difference between these organizations is glaring. Meanwhile, the international market continues to watch this saga with bated breath. The possibility of Sasaki not only defining his career, but also influencing the future of an entire franchise adds even more drama. Think about the impact of his decision. A choice to go to Toronto, for instance, could elevate the franchise to a level of prominence they've been striving for. But is that the ideal scenario for a player with the potential to be a legend? There are doubts about whether the Blue Jays can truly mold a superstar of his caliber. And that's something that can't be ignored. The truth is, in recent weeks, everything seemed to indicate that Sasaki had better options. Expectations were high. The hope that he might become part of the Yankees, a team that symbolizes greatness, was palpable. But now we're here, dealing with the fact that the Blue Jays might be the final destination. And it's hard not to wonder, is he making the right choice? Does Sasaki understand the weight of his decision? Not just for his career, but for the cultural and sporting impact it will have. And then comes an even more intriguing question. What's really happening behind the scenes? Is there a bigger strategy we can't see yet? Or is this simply a personal decision that defies market logic? The only certainty is that every move, every rumor, only heightens the suspense. The backstage discussions, the small leaks to the media, all of it adds to the feeling that we're witnessing something monumental unfold. Meanwhile, the Yankees remain steadfast in their pursuit of other alternatives. But what does this mean for a franchise accustomed to being on top? Losing Sasaki to the Blue Jays or any other team is undoubtedly a tough blow. However, it might also signal that something needs to change in the Yankees' approach to the international market. Did they underestimate the complexity of this negotiation? Or was there simply nothing they could do? It's not over yet, and the resolution promises to be as impactful as it is unexpected. Every detail matters, and every moment of silence only adds to the tension. Fans, analysts, and even other players are waiting to see what the next move will be. Meanwhile, the baseball world holds its breath, awaiting the announcement that could change everything.